Hey guys, welcome back. So now we have all our CRUD for the to-dos. So in this one, what I want us to do is to look at how we can do filtering on the list that we already have using the same endpoint we have to retrieve all to-dos. So what we want is we want to be able to come over here and do something like ID equals 2 and be able to make a request to the server that returns us the items that match this filter query. Or we want to be able to say, let me first bring them again. Or we want to be able to say, search for where in the to-do items we have the word mom. So here I'm gonna do search equals mom like this. Or this should be search like this. And then you can see we get one that matches mom somewhere returned to us. Also, we want to be able to say, okay, for everything you send us, go ahead and order them by, let's say, the IDs. So this is some customization that we can do client side. And then now you can see that everything is ordered by the ID. If we say order them by completed, we can say is complete. You will see that we get only the ones that are not completed on top, and then the ones that are completed are down. So similarly, we can specify which fields we want to be able to order by just by changing the way our query, the way we make the request here. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to come here in our project. And the first thing we are going to need to do is to install Django filters. So that's going to be able to give us the Django filter backend. So that provides us different ways that we can filter our data. It gives you a lot of flexibility. You can define things like regular expressions. You might say, I want things to match. You might say, I want it to be full text. So if I make a search, it can match any in these fields that we specify, all those kinds of things. So we are going to be keeping it a little bit simple, but you guys can check in the documentation. I'll probably leave some links in the description so you guys can see exactly what you can do with this. So I'm going to give you an introduction to this, then you guys can pick up from there. So I'm going to stop the server here and pip install Django filter. So I'm just going to go ahead and install it. So once you install it, then you want to go to your settings.py, and then over here, you want to add Django underscore filters here. So when you have this one set up, then the next thing you're going to need to do, let me first bring up the server. Then you can go in our view, in our list create API view, and then we can specify a filter backends. So we want to do filter backends, and then we can set that one to a list. So first we want to bring in the Django filter backend because that has a lot of functionality already. So let's import it. So from Django filters dot rest framework, imports Django filter backend. So once we have this, then we can go ahead and we specify the filter set fields. So we can come over here and do filter set underscore fields. So now we can set this one to another list. So want to say the user can be able to filter by the ID, also maybe the title, also the is completed. Meta fields is completed. This should be is complete. Yes, so we run this, you can see we get the whole list, but over here we can put this query string, and then we specify that we want to match where the ID is 3. And then you can see we get that one returned for us. So it's using what we specified here in the filter set, and it's just searching by where the ID is 3. So similarly, we can use the title, but if we try to use something that doesn't exist, let's say you see how the description is this. If we came here and did DEC equals this, you can see that it's not matched. But if we come over here and add that we also should be able to match to filter by the description and save and try to make the same request, you can see that now it matches 1. So similarly, we can go ahead and filter by any of these attributes. So here we can have something like is complete equals true. So if we do that, you can see that now it brings this one. But if we say false, it brings the other ones that are all not complete. Okay, so that's how we do that. A lot of the times you're going to want to return items that match a specific search criteria. So let's say maybe a user is doing a search on your website. So over here, you can go ahead and specify a search Normally you would want to come here and specify for a search, and you want to search for something like sleep. So if we do that, you will notice that what we get is almost everything, and that's because we have not enabled the search filter on our filter backends. So what we want to do is we want to come over here and go to REST framework, where we import permissions and also import filters. Okay, so in the filter backends, what we can do is we can go there and add there the search filter. So you can do filters dot search filter like this. So when you specify search filter, then you want to specify the search fields. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and then specify here search fields. So search fields. So when we have that, now we can come here and search for sleep. And you can see that now we match sleep. If we search for something else like test, you can see that it's not matched anywhere. So the other thing you would want to do is to specify the way your items are retrieved. So I'm going to just clear it out so we see what's going on here. Let's say you want to order them in ascending order for the IDs. You would want to come over here and add something like ordering equals maybe ID. So by default, you see we use the ordering order. We use the order for the created at. But if you wanted to say maybe I want 2 to come first or 3 to come second, that kind of thing, you also want to specify the ordering fields here. So I'm going to keep the same thing, but we just change the property name. So this one can be ordering. And also we need to include the ordering backend. So you can say filters.ordering filter. Okay, like this. So now when we save this, we can come over here and say, okay, go ahead and order by the IDs. And then you can see that things now change. You can't be able to do a lot of things here. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope it showed you that all the things that you might have been thinking of are possible and they are really easy to implement. If you have any advanced use cases, be sure to look it up on Google. Google is always your friend. And sure, you're going to get some good results. So thanks guys for watching. I'll talk to you later.